back, answer some more questions. Let's go through like maybe seven of them. I got some that we can go through on Instagram, kind of quick fire. All right. What's your thoughts on the Clen? I'm on a 300 milligram test sip cycle, doing uh, in a cutting phase. He's 43 years old. He's 280 pounds, pretty fat. Um, Save Clen for whenever you don't have a lot of body fat on you. It is pretty hard on the heart. You can do an alternative to a fat burner if you wanted to before cardio. I mean, you can do ephedrine, so you can get Broncaid from CVS, just show them your ID, and you can buy like 2 boxes per month. And so you can take 1 to 2 of those before working out, some caffeine and some aspirin, and you got an ECA stack for you. Um, but if you just want to do Clen, because you're set on it because you already bought some, then I would start off on the low dose first and titrate up, 20 micrograms going up to 40, 60, 80 would be the highest I'd go. Um, and I know some people would go 120, but uh, if you take it long enough and you stop shaking, then it doesn't mean that the drug isn't working. It just means your body's adapting and it's still working. So just because you're not getting a side effect of it doesn't mean it's not working. That's, in my opinion, that's good if you don't get it. Like whenever I take Clen, I'll do 40 micrograms to 80 micrograms and I don't get any of the jitters. I do get very hard contractions. It seems to be a very good uh, drug to when you're in a cut to maintain that contraction for heavy lifting. But the adverse effect of that would be like muscle cramps. So um, you'd have to watch out with that, especially if you're dieting, you're prepping. But for you, you're just dieting. I mean, when you're in low calories and you have a lot of body fat on you, you don't have to worry about like muscle tears and such. Your body will be in a position to burn body fat and not lower estrogen too much right now, um, or to make any or to like reduce any water so that you're not drying out your joints like what it feels like a dry joint or dry muscle as if you're in contest prep. That's how to be careful about in contest prep because those contractions are super gnarly and you can feel it in your toes and in your abs and in your neck. All right. Easter's tomorrow. You don't eat any candy. No, I'm not. My kids will eat enough candy from the Easter Bunny. How many sets or reps is too many? Well, that's just dependent upon your training volume throughout the week. So if you like to do more of a hypertrophy training or high volume with a lot of sets, just split your days up. So you can do legs twice a week, back twice a week, chest twice a week. Um, you're just gonna have to like work out those body parts with another smaller body part, which is totally fine. You can do, back and rear delts and biceps, and you can do chest, lateral delts, and triceps. I don't think you need to do front delts. I think they get worked a lot. You can do hamstrings and calves. You can do quads and abs. There you go. So just fit again. That's kind of the training program set up, but do what you want to do, man. I like hypertrophy training whenever I myself or clients are on a good amount of GH. For some reason, you seem to respond better to the effects of GH, like your body looks better aesthetically. So, yeah. All right. I think that's pretty much it. These are more like personal things. If I have gyno, should I stay away from anything in particular, drug-wise, or should I just go ahead and get it removed? you're competing, get it removed if it bothers you, if it's that bad. I mean, if it's really bad, I mean, I would just consult with a doctor and a psychiatrist. So that way, if you have insurance, you can say like, hey, this it's really mentally disabling to me to like it's embarrassing. Uh, I'm pretty sure they can code it where like working with a plastic surgeon, they can code it where your insurance can cover a good amount of it, or you can just pay out of pocket if it's really that bad. I say if it makes you uncomfortable to you, it lowers your self-confidence and makes you feel unvalued, then pay the money, get it done, and feel better about yourself. And that's going to improve the rest of the quality of your life and quality of work. I think there's a big need for us to look and feel our best, to perform our best, and to be the best at our job, and to be the best spouse or boyfriend or girlfriend. Uh, by 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 no means am I saying like physical attraction is like have that vanity, but I do think presenting yourself in a way and feeling good about yourself, you do better in all aspects of life. Whether that be again, like I said, jobs, but also things like eating foods. You'll see your body respond. You'll like the way it looks. You'll continue that cycle, and it's not disordered eating. It's just you're eating in a way that makes you feel healthy. If anything's disordered eating, it's freaking eating processed food, fast food, all this crap that you claim that normal people like just live, man, and just eat those foods. No, that's a eating disorder. So uh, I'd rather eat clean, healthy, what makes my body feel good, what's healthy to me, what's clean to me, what just makes me feel good and my body absorbs versus like if I can't eat chicken because it makes me feel bad, even though chicken, like let's say chicken breast, grilled chicken breast, I'm not going to eat if it makes me feel bad. Like I don't eat eggs because my body doesn't digest eggs well, even though it's a really great food. I ate uh, egg whites through my bodybuilding and CrossFit and powerlifting competitions, but now I don't because it doesn't like I don't like the way it makes me feel. So it's healthy, but it's not healthy for me. So yeah. Anyways, get the surgery done because a lot of um, 19 nors or even testosterone, there's either going to be prolactin issues or there's going to be aromatase issues. So get that done before you start messing around with anything. Um, is relaxathine, same dude. What about relaxathine to shrink the gyno? Um, I think it's a weaker version of Nolvadex. I would prefer Nolvadex, but you're just trying to combat an issue with a drug that you're going to have to take for your lifetime if you're not going to get it out. Um, so yeah. All right. Let's go on to the bigger and better questions, right? Um, so from my emails, should I eat breakfast? I noticed that you don't eat breakfast from your previous videos. Um, yeah, it's kind of up to you. Like, I'm not a big solid food guy whenever I wake up. It takes me a while before I can eat solid food. So my first meal is probably, I prefer it to be toward the afternoon. What I am doing now is I am having a protein isolate, like a whey protein isolate, and a carbohydrate, powdered carbohydrate, or like a coconut water. I'll do that uh, before I go and train in the morning, since I wake up uh, and then I get kind of things prepped for my kids' school, and then go to the gym, and then I start my day, and then by the time I'm back and have gone through work, I can eat my first meal without any problems digesting. It's just I don't feel like I want to be able to wake up fully hydrate with minimum 2 liters and a good hydration product. I want to be able to eliminate everything from my bowels, and then I feel better uh, eating the whole foods. I feel like I digest it better, and I don't have like any like I don't have acid reflux, but like I just feel like it makes me kind of like bloated. Like it kind of messes up the flow of my morning routine. So I and my kids aren't breakfast eaters either, so it could just be something that's kind of hardwired in our GI tract. like maybe our gut microbiome. I don't know. Uh, yeah, but my wife prefers to eat whole food breakfast, but she kind of stopped doing that just because sometimes people have an early onset of mental fatigue if they eat something in the morning that has carbohydrates for them, and that's what a lot of people do. Uh, so if you're going to eat breakfast, I prefer having protein sparing breakfast, so just protein by itself, or protein and a small amount of fat in there. So if you're going to have eggs, like whole eggs, egg whites, and then ketchup, right? Sugar-free ketchup or whatever you want on there. Um, have at it, man. But again, it's up to you. Everyone's different, and I don't. If you're trying to grow muscle, you got to eat, 5, 6, 7 meals, solid food throughout the day. So I wouldn't skip breakfast if you're trying to grow muscle, especially if you're a teenager or young athlete. Eating whole foods is going to be better for you in the morning. And this is just my opinion. You can still do, cream of rice or oatmeal or some toast and jam, plus a whey protein shake. But or you can have like a piece of fruit. But it's the getting your digestive system working in the morning as a young person. That's totally acceptable, and I believe your body's able to withstand it. That I was doing that whenever I was in high school and early college, where I could wake up and I would go through an entire box of cereal and then whey protein, and then that's how I start my day. It's 4:30 a.m. every day. Go through an entire box of cereal, and then I would like 2 hours later, I'd eat a like a it's like a sandwich with oatmeal, like flavored packet oatmeal, and then jam or honey, and I would eat one of those with some bread. It's just all carbs, and again, another scoop of whey protein. So I was in high school, I was doing like a 3-to-1 ratio, and sometimes a 4-to-1 ratio of carbs to protein because I was focused on a lot more endurance things. And then whenever I switched to try to do more bodybuilding movements, that's whenever I switched to like a 2-to-1, two carbs, one protein. Um, so for every 10 grams of so every 20 grams of carbs, 10 grams of protein, right? So that, yeah. But yeah, if it's making you hold water, it's messing up your mood, just don't eat breakfast, man. Just you can push it off, but you need to hydrate, hydrate. All right. I've always been on the lean side on the scale, weighing around 130 to 135. Um, so this fall, I decided let me bulk up and add some size. I went from 134 to 157 so far, and and now I can't. Now I can tell I put on weight. Even my friends mention it. Okay, he's only 5'6", but he still looks skinny. Maybe it's in the arms, kind of slinky looking. Shoulders, traps, and backs look okay, but I thought I'd be at least thick all over. Pictures would help, but yeah, man, sometimes limbs don't grow. I mean, you're not a tall person, so that's kind of weird that your limbs didn't grow. So like I'm 6 foot and my arms are very long. So it's hard to fill my arms out, and I have very high insertions on my quads, and so it's hard to fill those out. But you're a 5'6" man, you should be able to, grow in proportion. However, uh, if you have any type of uh, insulin resistance, then that would result in limbs being smaller, and your midsection might grow or chest might grow a little bit easier. So you might need to check your blood sugars, get your blood work done routinely to see your HbA1c. Um, but I would say just make sure that you're not type 2 diabetic and and train really hard on your arms and your legs. So if you're chest focused and back focused on workouts, then you need to switch some things around and really try to drive more nutrition into those muscles, really break them down and then feed them back up with the bulk. So, and I don't know how old you are, so Age does make a difference in this. Well, training age makes a difference as well. So if you're young, totally have time. Just continue at it. Let your body uh, find a sweet spot with its blood sugar control, and your limbs should be able to catch up with the midsection of your body. Assuming, again, blood sugar is in control. Training, uh, having a good training split. Push pull legs if you're new is totally fine to do. All right. How much fruit and vegetables should I consume each day? It's pretty straightforward. My question: how much do you consume each day? Uh, Personally, I was really bad at this for the first 30 years of my life, but then I got more and more serious about it, and now I'm eating quite a lot. I'm very structured about everything, so I tend to eat the same amounts every single day. Um, wow, you eat a lot of. Are you vegan? I don't. So like meal number one, 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of pineapples, 50 grams of tomatoes, 50 grams of cucumbers. I'm assuming there's protein somewhere in there. I think he's just listing out the vegetables and fruits. Now, I don't know what you're making with this. Is this like a smoothie, or is it you're putting tomatoes and cucumber over eggs or chicken or steak? Um, Post-workout, half a banana. Meal two, 100 grams of broccoli, 100 grams of peppers, 75 grams of spinach, 100 grams of quinoa, one kiwi, 50 grams of carrots. It's kind of low, man, which is totally fine because meal number three, 100 grams of broccoli, 100 grams of peppers. Okay, so meal number five, 50 grams of blueberries, 50 grams of strawberries, 50 grams of salad. Um, it, to me, it looks fine, right? You're getting a huge variety of fruits and vegetables in your diet, lots of colors, helps your gut microbiome flourish and be in a good place to break down other foods and nutrients. If you're not having any type of bloating issues, diarrhea, then I would say keep at it, man. Er, the whole like I don't even know what the government standard is because I don't listen to the government standard. It used to be a pyramid, now it's a plate. Um, I just think that a variety of fruits and veggies, usually 100 grams of fruits and veggies, is is what I aim for people like in prep, the per meal, right? 100 grams per meal. But then I go up to 150 to 200 grams, and this is all cooked vegetables. I don't use any raw vegetables, even tomatoes. I like to sear them, uh, heat them up because if you heat up tomatoes and if you heat up, so tomatoes specifically, when you heat them up, it does help release more of the vitamins and minerals. So the lycopene also becomes more bioavailable. Now, the other greens like broccoli and such, spinach, heating it up helps break down the cellulose, which then helps you extract more of the nutrients. And it's not as hard on your digestive system. If you were to eat raw broccoli, like 100 grams of raw broccoli versus 100 grams of cooked broccoli, you're going to notice the difference of your digestion. The raw broccoli is going to ferment and it's going to cause a lot of gas, a lot of bloating and distension. Uh, and that's not going to be healthy for your gut microbiome because you just disturbed its environment. Cook it, break it down. That's what it's meant to do. We don't have stomachs like cows and like cows have like six chambers in their stomach. We don't. So we're not equipped to break down raw vegetables, in my opinion. The fruits, I like fresh fruits, frozen fruits. Frozen fruits, they freeze them at a high point of nutrition. So they're really good. I don't know if cooking pineapple brings out more nutrients from it. I have no idea. I don't, I'm sure there's studies out there, but you can, you don't have to cook your fruits. Um, but grilled pineapple, grilled peaches are freaking good. Grilled watermelon, pretty freaking good. Throw some salt on it, pretty freaking good. All right. Um, I need help with some fiber sources. I have a salad every single day for lunch for years, maybe a decade. I mix up the protein and carbs I add into it, but I get a full large 2+ servings of greens this way. It's cheap, it's easy. If I were to drop the salad and do something else, what other sources of fiber would you prefer? And which ones do you like? Whatever ones you digest best. If the salad is working for you, dude, keep at it. If it keeps you routine every morning, like you're going to the bathroom, you have no problems, you're not farting all over the place, keep at it. Um, you we just answered a question about fruits and vegetables. I mean, he homeboy listed out a bunch of fruits and vegetables. Like cucumbers, really easy on the body. Taking Buying the Persian cucumbers because the skin is better digested. If you don't get those, if you get like the ones that are like gigantic, then rip away the outside skin. Broccoli, asparagus is really good. It's easy to digest. Slight diuretic. Any greens that you want to do, like I like butter leaf lettuce. If you're using uh, if you want it like an alternative type of salad, butter leaf lettuce, arugula has a peppery flavor to it, but arugula helps aid in digestion as well. And um, you have your peppers, onions have a source of fiber in it. Brussels sprouts, I mean, you name it. There's tons of different ways to get fiber in. You can get fiber in through corn if you wanted to go that route. Um, but veggies, man, veggies are pretty much just free, free sources of fiber. Peas and carrots. Peas and carrots have you have like peas have a little bit more starch in them. Carrots have some starch in them, but not enough to where you're going to see your blood sugars shoot way up if you're to wear a continuous glucose monitor. The only time I'd ever track them is if we are deep, deep, deep in the prep, and that's something that we're adding in new, and we're switching it for a carb source. Then okay, but if you have it all the time with the same meals, I'm not switching it, and I'm not counting it as a carb. So I don't. And if you're trying to replace the salad with like a fiber supplement, don't do it. I would just take a fiber supplement separate, but not replacing. So like, don't go and buy psyllium husk and think you can replace it that way, or acacia or glucosamine. Just maybe add like 5 grams of that into your diet if you're switching up your um, if you decide to switch up your salad, but don't go on a full replacement of psyllium husk, like 30 grams of psyllium husk a day. You're gonna have some bad digestive issues. Right. I got injured my last month of bulking. I'll be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Until now, I've been eating by maintenance, about 2,700 calories. I had plans to start cutting. Should I keep bulking when I'm back for a few weeks and then start cutting, or should I start cutting right away? No, man, just keep that maintenance right now. Your body's healing from an injury. I don't know what you say, a lower back injury. I don't know what that means, but if it's taking you out of training and you need to heal, your body needs calories to heal. Just keep in maintenance, keep your protein high, um, and just try to get some functional mobility movement, which means things that you would need to do every day, so like sitting down, picking up something from the ground. Try to get some mobility back in that lower back without adding extra weight. So just more like yoga movements. Because like if you have kids, you got to pick up kids. Well, that's a functional movement, man. You got to freaking do it. So your kid's gonna actually pick you up. Um, so yeah, man, just keep at maintenance. I would never cut whenever you like if you get injured, you have surgery, don't start cutting your calories. Just continue in maintenance. Um, do you supplement with vitamin B3 by itself? If you do, why? If you do not, why? Um, So a lot of people will use niacin as a way to manipulate their lipid profile on their blood work. I think that it brings up a false reading. I in no way uh, believe the claims that they have saying that it actually improves blood markers. It does change it if you were to take it and then get the flushing effect and go take your blood work. It will change LDL, right? Now that's not a true reading, man. That's just like it's it's trying to put sunglasses on and just try to change the shade of what you're seeing. really manage your blood lipids, like figure out what's going on in your diet and your lifestyle. Niacin, I think it's stupid that people do the niacin flushes and stuff. I in the long term, people, I mean, they do like uh, so you said you're looking to do 50 milligrams twice a day. That's fine, man. To each their own. I think it's kind of a waste to take niacin just by itself. If you're going to supplement, I mean, just buy a B complex methylated form B vitamin. So now you're getting everything that can help with nutrient deficiencies and or improve blood markers or hemoglobin levels or lactoferrin levels. So because you're getting the methylated, the methylfolate in there as well. But and you're getting the B6. So a lot of those are going to be more pertinent to your blood work than just niacin. I don't know where this niacin fad came on, but to me, it's just something that supplement companies high dose that and beta alanine into pre-workout so you can feel an effect, and or they put it in other products that like so you can feel an effect, whether it be for a cardiovascular or fat burner product. You want to feel something because if you don't feel something, then you think it's not working, which that's not true. So there you're getting a it's not a placebo effect, but like it's just it's manipulating your mind to the way you think, and it's taking your money from you. So I'm not the biggest fan of deceiving people. I know that there's studies of niacin in improving lipids, but I can guarantee you, you take them off the niacin, assuming they haven't changed anything with their diet and lifestyle, and they haven't lost body weight, their cholesterol numbers are going to go back up. Why do I guarantee this? Because I've seen it multiple times. I've seen it if you have a genetic issue lying with your lipids. I've seen it if you're overweight, and I've seen it if you're underweight and you eat like crap. So I've seen it so many times. I'm not young. I am in my late 30s. I've been through the trenches with blood work and the medical field, and within the supplement field and with coaching and nutrition. I've been through it a lot. So I don't know why you think that every study out there is giving you a fact. They're trying to either disprove something or they're trying to gain, they're manipulating the results to gain a grant for their university and or their institution. So a lot of and they teach you that in school. So there's a class that teaches you how to manipulate studies because they want you to get a grant for that university that you're going to. All right, so that's it. Um, yeah, so don't take niacin for lipid profile. If anything, just take it because you want to be beat red and feel miserable.